This practitioner video is part of a Regional Educational Laboratory West Professional Learning Toolkit, which is based on the What Works Clearinghouse Practice Guide, Improving Reading Comprehension in Kindergarten through 3rd grade. The video is designed to support teachers learning about this research-based recommended instructional practice, establish an engaging and motivating context in which to teach reading comprehension. We sat down with teachers, coaches, and the district literacy coordinator in Dysart School District to ask them how they support students' engagement in reading, choice of reading activities, and partner or small group reading. Some of the strategies teachers are discussing are directly in the practice guide, while others are consistent with the practice guide but specific to the practitioner.
Physically, I set up my classroom by making sure that all materials are accessible to kids. They're able to grab all their own center equipment. They're able to grab any books that they want. I also have centers around the room. I have tables that are set up lower so that they can sit on the floor for that center or easily pair up with other students to read. They can easily find reading centers in baskets and they can get those materials easily. I set it up in a way that I have a lot of flexible seating. You need everything accessible to them, so it feels like they have ownership of it.
My classroom is set up with various anchor charts as we're learning different strategy skills so students are able to practice. I have a library for students to access to pick out any type of book they want. A lot of them are kind of in a series, so if they like a series, they're able to finish one book and find another book within that series. They're available at different levels for the students.
I want an environment where they can also kind of problem solve and use their resources. So we use anchor charts over things that we've talked about. We'll put it on the wall. So I'll use it in the teaching, but then I put it on the wall because the next day when we start talking about it, you immediately start seeing the kids going, oh wait, that was from yesterday. Wait, what did we do? And they're looking at it, and it's a little bit safer way of them to be like, oh, I can't quite remember, but oh, I could use a resource on the wall, and that's okay.
We support teachers to set up their classroom for engagement and reading activities by providing them support in having centers in their classroom to support what they're doing in their instruction and reinforce that practice. We also help them set up classroom libraries where there's multiple genres and multiple practice opportunities for reading.
So the schedule in my classroom is normally I have a whole group lesson. I try to keep it minimal, 20 minutes. Then we break and have a literacy center. In that time, they get to move around the classroom more. It's more flexible. So it feels like a brain break to them, but in fact, they're learning in their literacy center.
We do centers every day. I rotate the different names so that each child gets a chance to work with different students, so it's not always the same one. I have 4 different stations, and so I'm kind of attacking reading from different areas. I've got one that's working on fluency, one center's working on word work, increase their vocabulary. I have another one that's a writing.
Teachers use a lot of different routines to help students' choice in reading activities. And it starts at the very beginning of the year, training the kids on how to move about the room into those small group centers, and if they want to work individually, starting them with routines as far as how do you check out a book from the classroom library, or how can you access some of our core books or our content books and use those as well. And so those routines in the classroom are very important.
Our teachers will always pull a small group of students who need extra work on, say, a specific skill or strategy, and the rest of the students that are in the class, they have the opportunity to go to stations or centers that are literacy-based, and there are always a variety of different things. They might have to read a book and respond to a partner in a certain way, or record a video on Flipgrid of their response or how they want to sell the book to maybe another student who might read it. So we try to pull in a bunch of different modalities so we're able to pique students' interest.
When students have choices in the classroom, it engages them because they know the purpose, what they're looking for. So that's really important when teachers are setting up these routines and structures. Also, when students know they're not doing the same thing every day and it's going to vary, that's also motivating for students.
In the classroom, it's really important to give students opportunities to read with not only the teacher, but with their peers as well. I give them a lot of chances to collaborate with their peers by offering in a center reading a drama, which has roles or parts that they can go back and forth with. It makes it a little bit more exciting. So I'll give them a lot of question prompts and then kind of those sentence stems that they need to respond with to their partner. We also give them a lot of chances for academic conversation. So after that, we prompt them with, did you agree with your partner? What reasons did you agree with your partners?
I explain to them that it's okay to make mistakes, that when we make mistakes, that's showing that we're learning something. I told them if we're not making mistakes, then we're not learning. So that is definitely something I've embedded in their heads. So that way it builds that confidence for them to want to continue trying and continue to practice. I've told them we're first graders. We're not expected to know all the words. They say it to their friends sometimes when I have a few friends who get disappointed because they may not know the word. Their friends are there to help support them, tell them it's okay if you don't know it, and they kind of help each other out as well.
In order to promote more engagement in their reading, I start large and look at the whole classroom and try to figure out, are we going to do groups? How many will we have in them? I look at the students' personalities, what their interests are. So if I have some high readers and then I have reluctant readers, I might pair the higher reader with the reluctant one because maybe the higher one will be able to help them. And if they're sitting in that group, as we're going throughout our day, you're just going to see that naturally, that they're going to help each other.
Our teachers provide opportunity for working in small groups or partners quite a bit in our literacy block. We're very purposeful in this, in that through our core program, there are multiple stories throughout the week, and we provide opportunities for different group work that would encourage the collaboration and support from one another. So in Dysart, we're building community of readers. We want students reading and sharing their experiences with the text and to share their thoughts and collaborate and have rich discussions about the text they read.